On this episode, I get it almost done, but not quite. Alright, so here we go. We are back at it once again. Still no car. Today is Wednesday. Still working on that, but lots of downtime, so that means lots of video. And I'm going to get started working on the Maliboom. So where I left off yesterday, the heads were on, and I just want to get it buttoned up and not sit open overnight with open cylinders and all that. Got the heads on, so today I will assemble the rest of the engine, and if I get through all of that, which I should be able to, as long as I don't get interrupted and whatever, life doesn't happen, then I will go on the hunt for a content sensor and see if I can source one locally. And then if I can't, I will order it, and then I have to wait, and then I'll just wait. But I have other stuff on my list, which I will double check. I don't even need to look at that, because I don't have a motor that's assembled, so I'm gonna go get to it. Here are all the parts that I blew apart from my motor, my car, basically my bench of crap, right? The intake is ready to go, and then on this, first thing first, before we get too carried away, I believe this guy hits the hood. You can see where it's taking the paint, so I'm gonna actually cut this back a bit, so hopefully it'll give it hood clearance. It still shuts, but I want it to clearance it really well. I'm still iffy on this guy, but we'll get to it. I don't think this is gonna work, so we may have to kind of clip around this or do whatever we gotta do, but I wanna get everything installed, and then screw with stuff that I need to get done when it needs to get done versus doing this right now and the intake sitting on the bench. That's kind of pointless. It needs to be in the car, then we'll mess with it. So that's where we're going. All right, so we've got all my valves are in and installed. Valve covers are on. These are the steam ports. And then this is an important little side note. These guys, I don't even know if you can see it very well. Back here, it's easier to throw those on before you put the intake on because they're a pain in the ass to get to. Same goes with this plug, that ground, and especially your oil pressure. So put all those on, and then I'm gonna pull and route the wires that I want under the intake manifold right now. Slam that on, and we'll keep rolling. All right, so before I get too far ahead of myself, I wanted to show you guys where we're at. Gotta attach this guy still. Got some wires routed underneath. They go to various things. Alternator, I think this is coolant temp. These guys are plugged in where they go. And then I've got this guy hanging out over here. I think he's gonna have to get extended because it used to plug into the back. It was made to do that. So that was kind of my bad for changing this thing out or whatever, so we'll extend that one. And then these are all the sensors and things on this side. Crank position, I believe, is down here. So I'll get more things in, get the rest of this crap plugged in, put plugs in. So we're scooting along. And then I'll get the fuel, brackets, all those things back on, and we're gonna be boogieing. Plugs in, coils on. This is tentatively in place. These guys are tight down here, but this isn't because I have to put the content sensor in somewhere. And it's gonna be on the return line, which is down here. So we'll figure that out when I get that. This is on. Some of the things are wired up that can be. I gotta mount the bracketry on here. Coil packs, so I think I'm gonna do exhaust next. Climb under there, get the exhaust done. And then this thing is on a jack stand. That way I can take it off the jack stand. We got some 3-wheel motion going. Get rid of that. And then now when I get back on the inside, the pain in the ass when I was mounting the ECU and all that, this door wants to keep shutting on me. So I'll get rid of that, and then it'll be friendly when I get back on the inside and the car won't close its own door on me. We're getting close now. I took it off the jack stand. It's no longer on 3-wheel motion. I'll give you a look at where we're at, what we've got. But a few more things to button up. Put the coolant system back in. Put the bracketry back on, alternator belt, stuff like that. But we're in the home stretch. Check it out. The exhaust is in on tight. I had to loosen the starter to get to everything, so tighten that back up, so that's good. We'll get these plugged into where they go and everything is there. And then on my other heads, I had a coolant sensor and I forgot to take it off. So I think I'm just gonna get a new one because that would be the better option instead of getting another used old one again. So I decided just to run it straight on E85, skip the content sensor because of time and then money. I can just get this done and get it rolling as is. And then I'm gonna move, obviously this is my plug because it was plumbed for the old style manifold, as where this one has the map up here. You can see obviously we do not reach, so to combat that I'm gonna plumb it back here so that'll reach. I don't have to do any extra wiring with that. Cut up my beautiful new harness. And then this is my air intake temperature, which I was going to run here, but now I can go ahead and hopefully plumb it here as long as I have hood clearance and all that fun stuff, which I should. So I just have to open this up. This guy will fit in there, and then we are rolling. And then I went down, I got a new coolant temperature sensor, which that's missing there, and then that's kind of it. Then we're ready for put some water in it, fuel. It should run. It's not going to run very well because the injectors are gigantic for what it is. They're 80 pounders, which is overkill, but I got a good deal on them. That's why they're in here. And hopefully we can put on some E85 and go make some pulls. I'll show you guys all what this thing does, and we'll all learn and watch and have fun together.